Hello everyone, I'm Ausyellow and welcome back to what is essentially Craft beta. It isn't really, it's just me trying to complete extra planets, mainly, which is the main extension of Craft, which I'm going to use in the Craft mod packs. I added the Venus rover, the black hole storage, and the Astro Miner schematics to the NASA workbench, and as a result crafted the Astro Miner. Now I thought it was going to be like some sort of flying jet ski or like some digger that breaks a bunch of blocks around where it travels. As it turns out, that's half right. What you need is a block holder thingy, which you then apply power to, and it goes along a predicted path, as I would later figure out and develop quite an interesting system for how to use it and operate it quite effectively. If you haven't seen it yet, this is Mercury, and quite awkwardly, we need to mine several stacks of Mercury, and by several I mean, I think it was like 30 odd. While I set the Astro Miner off, big mistake by the way, I ran off to go dungeon hunting. Reason why that's a big mistake is because sometimes the Astro Miner superpositions itself. So what I mean by that is the Astro Miner base thinks it's in one place when it is in fact in another place, and you sort of have two Astro Miners running simultaneously. It's a massively annoying bug, so to circumnavigate it, I need to sit near the Astro Miner. But in the first dungeon I come across, I get exactly what I was not looking for. The ion cannon. By the way, ion cannon, black hole storage, Mars rover, which I didn't even find the schematic for, Venus rover. I never even crafted any of them. Mildly unfortunate. Well, I never even crafted any of them. And as of saying this right now, I have completed the Extra Planets mod anyway. Believe it or not, this is technically foreshadowing. Ultimately, I decided that I liked Mercury as a planet. It is what is my favourite planet out of the entire system. However, I did have to go a long way to get all of the dig sites set up, all of the Mercury required, and I had to go the extra mile to get the tier 4 rocket schematic. By the way, this is about dungeon 4 or 5. In total I went through 6, and we get a Geiger counter. Moderately useful. I take it on all future spaceflight trips, but not what I'm looking for. It is absolutely infuriating at this point. Another black hole storage later, and I give up and go to Venus. Only to be disappointed by a schematic I don't need after completing another dungeon. And then I decided to spend a while actually Googling it. They do exist on Mars. It's just for some weird reason I cannot find them, or I've just been very unlucky. Foreshadowing. Anyway, in dungeon, can't remember what the number is, I changed a better FPS mode, which is one of the mods here, and as a result it created the weirdest glitch thing I have ever seen. It made no sense and was so confusing. Just watch. As I tried to diagnose the problem, I assumed it was some issue with the morph mod. I recall pressing W and travelling in the wrong direction at incredible speeds. After sleeping the night, I then attempted to solve the problem with suicide, and that didn't work. I eventually solved the problem. It was, like I said, an issue with better FPS mod. Anyway, for some reason I didn't record collecting the tier 4 rocket schematic. I don't know what I just said then. This is quite possibly one of the hardest moments in the entire saga, I guess, or run towards completing it all, purely because of how difficult it is. A solution is found later on just to make things a little bit easier, sort of like mystical agriculture, which doesn't require you to go out to acquire things, you literally just grow them, as long as you've acquired them initially. It's sort of like that, but as a result, I needed to collect like 30 odd stacks of mercury to get to the next tier. And it just made wanting to complete this mod pack incredibly difficult.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, we've been around here. Literally moments after. Oh my goodness, it's like some hotel. What? It is actually like some hotel. Oh, Astro Minor Base. This would have been nice to have. This is like some view out of Star Wars right here. I'm glad that the Galacticraft mod redid the stars, because that is so pretty. Okay, I made a small discovery. This armour does give me flight without the very annoying blaze sound, but at the very beginning of the game I did get the upgraded crafting table cake, and if you eat it again, you lose this. I also got the same thing here, so I am wearing 2 sets of armour, question mark. I actually don't know if this will work, because if we swap them over like this, whoops, I can't fly anymore. So I am interested to see if this setup is completely valid on another planet. Anyway, what we can do now is we can just throw mending on all of these. I don't think I need to bother with protection 4 and stuff like that, but I mean I might do that at some point. With 1 extra thermal cloth for whatever, we have enough to make the full set, the tier 4 set. So we can go to Jupiter, Saturn and all of their moons. Tier 5 would give us access to everywhere. So at long last we finally have the theoretical correct quantity of oxygen concentrators that we need. We needed 24 tier 1 pressure layers. and also 24 tier 2 pressure layers. So then we can make the tier 3s and the tier 4s. Oh. Well, by the sounds of things, it doesn't look like we're actually there yet. Here, this is Lazendus star. We can land on Phronos right now, actually, because it's tier 3. We can land on Nibiru, Kalos, Diona, and Coentus. So that, I think, is incredibly interesting.
Later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to somewhere. It's either Diona or Coentus. It's the outer planet of Lazendus star. For some reason, I don't have the footage for this bit. No idea why. I think I messed up pausing and playing or something like that. But this is all I have. And fortunately, there's loads of ships everywhere that did have some very nice loot, so it was quite a good planet at the end.
Alright, next we're going to go to Kalos, a yellow planet. Ooh, wow, it does look very nice here. Atmosphere-wise. Where's all the other planets? Well, you can just about see them there. Ooh! There's a ravine over there as well. Oh no, and there's slimes. These are basically blazes. Cheese. It's a planet of cheese.
Yep, as it turns out, this is a planet of cheese. There's not much else here, so I left. It is actually quite a nice planet, though, in my opinion. But my favourite still remains Mars. Mercury, even. Actually, Mars is quite good as well, but I kind of didn't want to include these planets in the favourite tier list, I guess, purely because it's they're sort of technically made up, I guess. So is Kepler 22b, to be honest. Maybe. But, I didn't really want to include them.
So Neribu is the first planet I think we've ever encountered that has a corrosive atmosphere. And the problem with that is that I think it damages your armor. Oh, what? Is there 2 layers of clouds? So it's almost like Venus, but we can actually see the sun. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pretty much Earth-like gravity at this rate. Let me just get the escape ready. Yep, it's damaging the armor. That's what I thought. These are cool little creatures. It's not damaging this armor though. Cold, infected mountains. Right, so the infected areas start damaging you unless you fly over them. I love how there's 2 layers of clouds. Be careful, it's going to make another loud noise. There you are. No, I did save one of the best until last. Phronos. Because Phronos is breathable. Oh, goodness, what? Is it literally just like another Earth? It's pretty much like another Earth at this rate. Does Phronos... Unknown materials, unknown quantity of dungeons. Oh my god, what? Marshmallows! Oh, wow. Isn't this just... Whoa! It's basically like another Earth. Yeah, we don't even have the breathing set up in the top corner covering the map. This is just cool. It's like another Earth, only it's much better, in my opinion. Oh, it's got multiple levels of clouds as well. That's so cool. Annoyingly, I can't see the other planets, or I can't find them, but it's alright. Thank goodness we're not landing in the sea. Now, at long last... I did not just do that. I made half what I need. Unreal. That is not okay. Ugh. Right, so I happen to have quite a couple pieces of experience chunks, which I never bothered making experience plants, purely because I thought that they were completely useless. Because, no, not applied energistics. Because all this stuff does is it just becomes experience droplets, which then become bottles of enchanting. But what you can do with these droplets is, which is in fact repairing my armor. And over here, I tried fishing to repair the armor, but obviously I'm too busy rushing about everywhere. I tried to make a mob farm over here so that I could collect the like, hang on, these things, so solidified experience, and if you use the solidified experience, you gain levels, but you can't actually repair mending items with it. So I thought maybe something like this, maybe with a magma crucible, maybe if I stand in essence of knowledge or experience or something like that, it might increase my levels, but nope, just using the experience droplets are good enough. So what this means is we can then take down this was going to be mob farm. I guess. I mean, I probably will do, because it's quite ugly. I don't really want it there. I had to move an awful lot of stuff. And there was previously a mob farm here. I was using these. Now, we finally have all of the ingredients. We can then do that to make tier 3, half of them to make tier 4. And finally, we have the tier 3 radiation layers and the tier 4 radiation layers. We have the same thing for pressure layers as well. So now we're in a bit of a predicament because that is not a very good number. We need 37 plates per rocket and 8 plates from the previous tier on average. In order to make any rocket. I assume that there might be some exceptions here and there. Like here, titanium ingots, that's completely fine. And all exceptions could easily be worked around. So what we're going to have to do, annoyingly, is return to Mercury again.
Much later.
I did the same thing again. Not needed, I never really use the in-rocket storage, but just in case. Now I'm not going to place it down. How do I look with it in my hands? Okay, so it's roughly the same size as the tier 3. I can't place it down on this pad, so I'm going to have to make another one. And yes, it does need to be that big. Damn! It can't take off anyway. That is really cool. As is that as well, and I'm glad that we get all 25. So we're just going to go to Jupiter. We're not going to go to any of the moons, because they don't have any palladium. I'm not going to bring the Astro Miner, which I might regret doing. Yeah, I'm not going to bring the Astro Miner. What is that? Red gem wafer. goodness. Oh, whoa, what is that? There's the sun. There's Io. I can't see the other moons. I think they're slightly glitching out. Now, Jupiter is a gas giant, so this is highly science fictional.
I'll save you the trouble of the upcoming moderately glitchy footage, as well as the incredibly loud and annoying thunder strikes that happen every 2 seconds. Jupiter is definitely my least favourite planet in the entire pack. Regardless, I'm only here initially just to get some starting palladium to create the heavy oxygen tanks, which do confirm my suspicions on how to create them, and that they are very awkward. 27 heavy oxygen tanks from Galacticraft is what is required to make 9 very heavy oxygen tanks, and then those 9 very heavy oxygen tanks will make 3 maximum oxygen tanks, maximum size oxygen tanks, whatever they are. They're the yellow ones. They're the final ones to go for. I also do get a spacesuit as well, the tier 3 spacesuit from this, so yeah. Also, Jupiter's gravity has an interesting quality. It doesn't pull you down to the ground fast enough. It behaves like Earth gravity, only it damages you more so from greater falls. So, cool, I guess. Up next is going to be a montage of me landing on Ceres and the Galilean moons of Jupiter in from the outside in. So it's Callisto, Ganymede, Europa, then Io, I believe. It's going to take a very long time. It's not that interesting. There's just a couple sites to see here and there. So cue the music.
8 gigabytes of processing is going towards this as well, so this is unacceptable. Oh, that's new. Why the hell is meteoric iron everywhere? Still take it, I need it, but I don't need that much. What the f... Wait, why is the rocket... Oh no. I didn't put the rocket down on the launch pad. How long? Here it is. Oh, what the hell? So it's not going to do the spinny thing because I get the morph thing. And here's the key. And there's the tier 5 rocket. There we have it. Tier 5 rocket looks no different.